welcome to another one of these fucking videos. Yeah, well, perfect. Okay. What is it? To dream when life is barely a blur in of itself. The dreams exist. And then if so, could they be interfered? Can you see dreams? Can you, because if dreams exist, so there must be a physical form of dreams. You know? You know? Dreams. There must be a way to interact with them. Because otherwise they don't exist, and if they don't exist, that's fucking magical, you know? But dreams, you know? That's just creepy. I'm really entertained right now. But my attempts to stifle it are quite creepy. But dreams, they must exist in the metaphysical bit. Is that what metaphysical? I'm not a scientist, but I know that you know, shit has to exist to be perceived. Wait. Yeah, but what about the imagination? Can people see your imagination? But then, on top of that, if people can see your imagination, that's like fraud. That's mind reading. And here we get to science fiction, ladies and gentlemen. You see? I don't know. I don't want anyone to read my thoughts because, like, I just would honestly feel bad for them. And above that, I would rather, not be outed for a terrorist. I'm kidding. But no. Like, I don't know. Sometimes, like, randomly, when I'm, like, going about my everyday life, I'll just, like, think, like, I'll see someone, most of the time, I'll see someone, and they will look like a mind reader. Like, I'll be like, that person, if anyone was a mind reader, they can read minds. And I'll just think, I know you can hear me. In my head, this is in my head, my mouth isn't even. I'll be like, I know you can hear me. Yeah. You probably get this a lot. People thinking they're clever and being like, oh, you can hear me, random mind reader, and you're just like, but I know. I saw you can go. I know you can hear me. I know you're real. Nothing will happen, as far as I can remember. Usually quite deluded at those points in time, so I'd be able to call out like multiple mind readers, and I just hadn't noticed. It's something that'd be so like me. I'm so talented. I'm not talented. I think I have a semblance of like, not talent, but ability. I have a semblance of ability, but I've got no drive, No drive, man. It's difficult having no drive. I think in reality, no one has a drive. Just everyone's like overdrive. They don't overdrive. They just give themselves one. It's their personality. Like, you do overdrive and you don't, depending on who you are. So I guess in a way it's true, but the drive isn't like something you're like. In a way, you're born with it, but you're not born with it. It's something that comes from you. Once you understand that, you can lead a better life if you actually try to, but I don't know. It just depends on who you are. Even if you realise it doesn't change anything. I mean, look at me. But it's difficult. I think there are there are people which are considerably less motivated than others, for sure. Drive is, that depends on you, but motivation, there are more considerable outside, effects than more noticeable, I would say, in my experience. Like, just if you, but then again, I don't know, because people go into those bullshit stories like the kid born with one leg became a wonderful artist, and the kid born into a rich family killed himself. You know those stories? I mean, I'm sure similar such happenstances have happened, but they've also happened in the reverse. So it really does depend on the person, really, and that, No, yeah. Depends on the person, I guess. But still, no shitty background and no wonderful background is the same. Because each of those individuals have different parents, different friends, different actual experiences. Like, individual, even if they're similar or close in bearing, there'll be a magnitude, like a massive, like extremely massive amount of different little moments, But I wonder sometimes if you could manage to get a guy to experience the exact same things as another guy without them having knowledge of each other, and have them live a life for 20 years or whatever. The reason this hasn't happened is probably because it's fucking ethically immoral, I guess. I don't know, maybe. Like some Truman Show shit. Like, it was a great show, but they probably shouldn't have, lied to that guy. But I wonder if they'll just end out exactly the same. The only difference in appearance alone, Maybe that's just bullshit. Maybe. And I would like to say that I would like to think that it's not bullshit, but in all honesty, I don't fucking know, do I? I don't have the funding for that shit. It would be interesting, though, to know if, in a way, it's fate. It would be fate, if that actually happened, but not really fate, but in a way, it's like, with no free will exists, for one thing. I mean, obviously, free will exists, but it doesn't entirely. Everything, the action-reaction thing, everything's just a reaction of the thing that came before it. It's like, just the entire fucking universe is just this, like, massive, like, collection of reactions. And it's just fucking going wild with that. Obviously, we're in some sort of, I guess in that respect, we're lucky to be, if that's, how it, well, more or less is, but, in that respect, along those thinking lines, we're quite lucky to be in the condensed form that we are, as malleable and unsatisfying as it is at this present moment in time, because we've, We've ended up at a point where we've got consciousness. We didn't get it ourselves. Well, we it's ours, but it's not like we earned it. They just happened to survive. The reactions fell kindly upon us. When the people were like, "Oh, may the God smile on us," may the reactions, may the actions and reactions of the universe coincide with our, made up goal. But no, it's definitely interesting. I would like to see that done someday, just because you could really use it to bring up the question. Is you'd have to do it multiple times for good test results. Problem with that is you'd have to test it infinitely, because there would, you don't know if there's one time where the results don't show the same. So, unless of course the test failed instantly, like that's it, that's done. Yeah, I guess humans do make their own fucking choices. I mean, this is all under the assumption that you could have two people go through the exact same experiences, because that's entirely like, the shitty butterfly effect thing that people are like, ooh, I know what a butterfly effect is. Am I smart yet? No, go back to you fucking Rick and Morty. But no, it's I'm not saying that I'm smart, by the way. I just think about bullshit a lot, which not that qualifies me or anything, but that's not important. Nothing's important. Life is a lie, no, but nothing is really, it's as important as you make it. That's what I like, kind of like about this drive idea, like that your drive, your will, as it were, you're not born with like a strong will, it's just depends on you. And that's, it's a nice thought, but I really would like to know if it is actually us, and we aren't just these ripples in the stream of time, and we don't actually have any control, but just due to the constant actions and reactions that we experience, we feel like we do. Because when something happens, we react to it. And there's thinking, which is also another reaction. And then we make a choice. Do we make a choice? Well, yeah, we do. We make there's an action, we make a reaction. But, and then that causes, that continues. And if we stop, that's still causing a reaction to an action in some kind. As minuscule or large as it. The thing is, I don't think there's any magnitude, I like that word today. Size, small and big. Big problems, small problems. I don't think there's any real difference. Obviously there is why we're living, but from an outside perspective, like nothing, if the universe exploded, would the universe give a shit? No, it's not a person. If the universe, like, if, I know, but, like, I mean, none of that's likely to happen, but, like, from the perspective of just the atoms and fucking cells and shit, just blindly, just, at the most base level of action and reaction, of movement and, small or big doesn't make too much difference to them, because they're still there. They might be thrown faster or thrown slower, but they wouldn't feel that. They aren't made, they're just, matter. Matter can be separated, but matter isn't really separated. Everything's touching anyway. Through the air, through sound, through touch, breath, fucking everything's touching everything. Everything's vibrating on everything. We just, at such a minuscule level, I guess. But to it, there is no minuscule. There is no, it can't feel either, but if it could, it'd feel everything. And I guess that's the closest ideal you could get to God. But matter can't feel. At least not in a comprehensible, way to us. But what if there is, like, a different mind to our own? I mean, this is just pseudo shit now, but, This is that shit, like, what if life is just a flashback? What if life is just, not your own life? What if you're just in a simulation? You would never fucking know. Because this simulation is all you've ever known. Anyway. Is this what they call a shit post? I look like such a dickhead. Is this what the kids call a shit post? Yes. No. I don't think it's even... Shit posts have, like, an element of quality to them. I'm just tired out of my mind. I can't really think of anything forced inspirational to say at the end, so I guess I'll end with this. If you watched to the end and if you actually enjoyed, then please drop a like, though. This is so dumb. Drop a like, subscribe. No, God, that's like, it's worse because that's the joke that's been made and about something that's been made. Like, it's like fucking unoriginal. I can't speak. But really. Don't know what I'm going for here. Like, at all. I think the point is I'm going for nothing. That's why the quality is so low. Wow. Sounds like an excuse, when, it's like the fucking Eric Andre show, or just, I could use any example, I could make up an example, really, but it's just the one that's been in my mind, is with the season 4, all the, like, hardcore fans, like, in defense of him, because some of the jokes or skits weren't funny. The general idea is that he doesn't care. And I saw this one guy that was like, oh, with the success of season 3, his, like, persona or whatever, he didn't put it in those terms, but that was the general gist of it, is cocky and, doing what he wants to, and that's the story, but that's not the story, and if it is, it's bullshit. It's just, like, literally, it's absolute, just because he's cocky and doesn't care doesn't mean that he's not going to put, he's going to do it aimlessly and mindlessly, I don't know. It just sounds like an excuse to me. And it's basically what I do. Apart from, I don't have a budget and I don't smash glass with a judge hammer. Look, I wonder if anyone that even watches this will get that reference. This has really gone on too long, though. What should I title this? Like, let's have an intimate discussion. How much closer can my face get without it being absolute trash? But no, like this would be more awkward to walk in on for your parents than porn or whoever you live with, if you're even still watching. But anyway, thank you for watching, and I guess, and don't watch any of my other stuff. I think it's worse than this. Have less character. Anyway, thank you. No, why do I keep thanking you? Who are you? Who are you, the person I'm thanking? My first instinct is to just go, thank you for watching. Good night. There's not pussy to fight. Yeah, perfect.